Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. Today we're taking a look at the beautiful add-on known as Sculpt Layer for Blender, and this is made available by an amazing CG technical artist known as Spyderfy. Now this is one of those things that you solely and hopefully wish existed in Blender, but of course it doesn't, and that is why this add-on is definitely a time and lifesaver. So what is this Sculpt Layer and why am I talking about it? So the idea for Sculpt Layers is something that has existed in tools like ZBrush, Modbox, and also 3D Code for a very long time. It simply means that you have some sort of control over how you get to layer things directly onto your sculpt. And that is why this add-on is very interesting and also very important if you are making sculpts directly in Blender or if you're using the sculpt room to tweak certain things directly onto your model. Now with that said, for those who like to grab this, you can simply go over to the link in the description and take a look at it. Meanwhile, the developer is currently working on this tool and trying to get it as good as it can get, as he's consistently listening to the community. And it is just interesting to see that over a couple of days that the version 0.1 was released, the version 0.2 has been out, and also we have the version 0.3, and this is just beautiful. Now with that said, let's dive directly into Blender and take a look at how this actually works. So with Blender simply open, what you need to do is to go over to Edit, go over to Preference, and install the add-on. Now once you have that add-on installed, if you go through and press N on your keyboard, you will not see anything. The only place where you can find stuff is when you go over to the tool section, and you'd notice that we'll have the sculpt layers, and that doesn't work within the object mode or the edit mode. The reason is because this is a sculpting add-on, and so you simply need to take this object over to the sculpt room for you to be able to see something lovely. So what do? We're just simply going to subdivide this by 5, go all the way to the subdivision, and we are going to apply that. And once we do that, right click and do a smooth shade so that we can take a look at certain things that can be done within the sculpt room. Before we do that, let's go through and add a multi-resolution modifier and subdivide this by 1. Now with that said, if we jump all the way to the sculpt room and scroll all the way down here, you would notice we have the sculpt layer. So you can find that within the tool section, or you can go over to where we have the tools right here. All right, so you can go over to where we have the active tool section, and you can also scroll all the way down here to see it. So how does this add-on actually work? So for you to get started with this, you need, and I will definitely suggest this to you guys, you need to make sure you have a layer active. So with a layer active, you can now simply go in and then start doing some creative stuff. So you need to make sure there is a layer active, and then once you go in and start making that painting or making that sculpting, it will automatically be labeled or tied to this layer. This is not going to be saved automatically, so my best advice is once you're done sculpting, simply hit the save layer button and that will be saved. Okay, so once that is done, you can also go in, create a brand new layer. Let's reduce the strength and maybe reduce the radius, and then we're just going to go ahead and add some more stuff. I guess we should increase that strength a bit. All right, so we can go in there and add some more stuff. So I'm just going to add some more things like so, and maybe something like that, and maybe we should do that somewhere like here, and maybe somewhere like here. All right, just for the sake of this video, we're just making this stuff. So once you have that done as well, you need to hit on the save layer. Now, if you don't do this, these changes and all the sculpts that you've made on your model will not be saved. A couple of things to keep in mind is you can choose to stack this back and forth. You can also choose to join the layers together, and you can make copies of the layers. If you want to collapse all the layers, you need to click on this button to collapse all the layers. If you would like to delete any layer, if you press the minus button, it removes that layer. If you want to add another layer, you need to click on the plus button to add that layer. Very Modbox-like, and I love it. So the next thing which you need to know is with these layers here, if we go in, we can turn off the visibility, and you can actually see what we have directly underneath. So we can also choose to turn the both of them off, and you notice that we have our very basic sphere. So you're working in a sort of non-destructive pattern, which is super interesting, and it complements the fact that the multi-resolution tool even exists in the first place. Although we're going to get to that, but just the idea that you have a layered system that exists with Blender right now is just interesting. So at this point, you can choose to turn on the first layer, or you can choose to turn it off, and you can also choose to turn on the second layer and also turn it off. Now, something else which makes more sense is, despite the fact that you have these layers, there is also an opacity, or should I say a strength slider. So at this point, we can go in and say we would like this to be about 3 times bigger than what it is, and you can see what we have there. We can say we would like this to be like 10 times bigger, and it's just going to increase the intensity of the layer. At any point in time as well, you would like to get this back to 1, you can just simply dial the number, press enter key, or you can simply go towards the negative side by dialing a negative sign and put in a number associated with it, and that will deduct and get you some subtraction. And this still works with what you had before. So once you have this going, you can turn on the previous layer and then you can still get this thing. So you have this very interesting layer-based non-destructive workflow. Now with that said, you can choose to collapse these things like I said earlier, but then there is also an erase layer. So the erase layer is more like a secondary kind of layer system that you can work with. So just in case you don't want to tamper with what you've done with the first, second, or maybe the 10th layer that you've worked on, you can always create an erase layer. So if we click on the erase layer, what happens is we now have the opportunity to do some sort of subtraction if this is what we're going for. So to get started, we can click on the plus sign and then you can do some sort of erasing. Although the idea for this is for you to be able to create some sort of erasing system where you can erase stuff, okay? So if you go in and hold down Control on your keyboard, you can erase things like so, okay? So you can erase as much stuff as you want, and then you can click on the save button to do that. And it's just quite interesting to see that you have that system where you can add stuff and also erase things. At any point in time you want to apply the erase, you can proceed to apply the erase. If you don't want to do that, you want to simply delete the erase layer, you can also delete the erase layer. Now one thing to also note is that once you create an erase layer or a previous layer, it creates these things as a collection. So you can switch between this. Previously this wasn't there, but it's just interesting to see that you can now switch between these things. All right, so you can switch to the default one, which is the default layer system that you were working with, or you can switch to the erase layer system and actually use it. So it's totally up to you and what you'd like to create, and it just makes so much sense to see that there's an add-on like this that would come in very handy. Of course, there's one thing that you guys need to keep in mind whenever you're working with this add-on, and it is quite simple. So for this, I will simply go back and get a simple plane so I can show you guys that. Okay, so let's grab ourselves a grid, scale that grid, and subdivide this grid by the same 5 that we did before. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that and throw in a multi-res. All right, so what am I showing you guys? And you know, what are we looking at? What we're looking at is this simple stuff, and it is that for every model you'll be working with, it is essential, it is very, very essential that the number of points you have on the model remains the same as far as you're using this tool. All right, as far as you'll be using the Sculpt layer, it is very essential that the number of points that you have here, they remain the same. What do I mean? So let's say, for example, let's switch over to our wonderful brush right here. So let's say, for example, we have our subdivision level with our multi-resolution set to 1, all right? And let's say we are doing our wonderful sculpting. So I'm just simply going to go through and add a brand new layer. And let's say we're doing our wonderful sculpting right here. Let's increase our brush size, and then we would go through and do some stuff like this. All right, so once you have this going, try as much as possible to maintain the same number of points. That is the only way that this add-on will work successfully for you. If we choose by chance, by omission, to subdivide this one more time, and let's say we have our subdivision from the subdivision level of 1 all the way to subdivision level of 2, we add a brand new layer, and with that brand new layer we want to add some more detail. Once you add those details, they will stay, but you cannot save them to a layer. And that is one thing to keep in mind. So if you do that and you click on the save button, you're definitely going to get an error message that tells you that the number of points that you're working with previously is not the same number of points that you have, and you should maintain that same number of points. So that is one thing to always keep in mind when you're working with this. Now, I did try this with some other stuff, and they work perfectly fine. The only thing that I know that you need to keep in mind is the number of points, and I think it's very essential that this is something that everybody kind of remembers whenever they're working with this tool. And that's it. Everything about this tool is so amazing, and just like everything in life, there are certain rules and regulations that you need to keep to, and this tool is not far from any of those. So for those who like to go through and grab this, there's going to be a link in the description that will take you directly to the page where you can grab it. And a huge shout out to Paul for actually thinking and making this thing possible for Blender users to be able to have a Sculpt layer system directly in Blender. So that's more like it. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. And of course, if you like this video or you learned something from this, you can go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And if you're new here, it's going to be amazing for you to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications so that you don't miss next video or the next update. And until I see you guys again with a tutorial update, Free Friday, Tutorial Tuesday, tips and tricks, things like this. Peace.